Hello everyone, my name is Yannick Martin. Really quickly, I just wanted to create this video going over how to sign high-ticket clients with a $3 an hour appointment setter. So, over the past years, I have drastically changed my sales outreach and how I've been able to go about connecting with various people in various industries. Utilizing these methods I'm going to talk to you guys below, I've been able to connect with business owners, millionaires, NFL players, NBA players, MLB players, MLS players, Grammy-winning artists and managers, influencers, right? So I have people like this saying, hey, I love what I'm hearing. Here's my number. Send me a text or let's hop on FaceTime, let's hop on a Zoom call, right? Compared to 3, 4, 5 years ago where I'm messaging these people and getting no response or getting blocked or whatever the case may be, right? So the thing that I'm about to teach has worked for social media marketing agency. It's worked for building out communities, both free and paid, and it's also worked for my high ticket e-commerce brands that I'm partnered up with currently, right? So a little bit of backstory. I was reaching out to about 100 people per day, and then between all the sourcing leads, the initial outreach, and the follow-up, I spent all day doing this, right? So by the time I was able to get someone on a call, now I had to completely shut down the outreach operation and spend all day figuring out just what to say to that client, right? So I had to stop doing the sales. I had to sit down and think, okay, how am I going to angle this pitch? How am I going to make sure this person closes? How am I going to make sure the onboarding is ready for when they do close, right? All these things. And while I'm thinking about that, I'm not taking action on my own business, and the whole sales operation is on pause. That's a huge problem and a huge bottleneck, right? So in order to mitigate the amount of time that my business isn't operating, I've understood and I realized that I now have to delegate some of these tasks, right? So the first thing that I did was I hired a virtual assistant from the Philippines where I was paying her $3 an hour plus a commission. And then on the third day, right, after just 145 BMs sent, we closed the call. Got someone on the call and closed them, right? So I spent $30 to buy back 10 hours of time and close a deal for $2,499 per consulting deal, right? That's an 83x return on investment. Life change, right? So really quickly, here's the outreach workflow. 99% of people are doing one of two things. The first thing that you're doing is just a random opener to build rapport, right? So you're just saying, hey, how's it going? Hey, how long have you been doing X? Hey, I love your content. And by doing so, you're thinking, as long as I get one message, then they're going to respond. Guys, these people are busy. Like, if all you're saying is, hey, they're not going to respond to you. You need to get to the point. So now, on top of that, leads into number two. If you just go into the straight pitch, right? Hey, I see you doing XYZ business. Just wanted to reach out and say we can create X outcome in Y amount of days. Although that's a bit better, it lets them know how you're going to go about helping them. They're still going to be a bit wary, a bit on the fence because they're getting hundreds of these messages a day. So they need to be sure that you're just not somebody who's ultimately just coming for their money and then isn't going to make them money. Or even though you might have your best intentions, you could take their money, waste a month to 3+ months of their time and not give them any results. So now they're just out of money and they just wasted so much time, right? Instead, you need to lead with value, right? So what I like to do first is either provide a video going over what we will be doing, or just providing a message with value, right? So once you send that first value-filled message or video, be sure to ask for permission to explain to our customers how our customers are achieving X outcome. So instead of just asking them for something straight off rip, whether that's their time or their money, I am asking if I can educate them. That's my first initial message. It's like, hey, let me educate you guys on a specific process on how you can get X result, right? So this slight change makes all the difference, right? When you're able to have someone educated about your process first, before you get them onto the sales call, now you're not educating them and trying to sell them. If they hop on that call, it's because they just want to be sold. They don't need to be educated already. They already know how you do everything, the results to expect, things of that nature. Now they are just curious about the price. But even if that price is $10,000, your offer sounded so good up front that they're willing to pay. Right? So yeah, once they ask to learn more, that's when I explain the offer in greater detail and I invite them to a free value session. So now, oftentimes a person may say they want to book with you and then still not even book the call, right? A lot of people are just busy or they don't see you as high leverage, right? So they're like, oh, I'll get back to this kid whenever I can get back to them. So what you need to do and what has worked tremendously for me, if someone says, yes, let's hop on a call, instead of even sending them a calendar link, right? I just booked them through Google Docs or through the Google Calendar. I set a meeting, I put it on the Google Calendar, they get notified via email, and they're either going to be like, hey, wait, I'm busy at this time at 9 a.m. that you set it for. Let's do 11 a.m., 12. Or they're just going to, yeah, they'll let you know that that time works. That has tremendously increased the amount of people who have booked a call. So on top of that, you also want to get micro commitments. You want to make sure they're continuously saying yes to whatever the case may be. And also you want to, once the call is booked, continue to send them value afterwards. So that way they can continuously be educated, be interested, and be amped up to hop on a call with you. So here are the some of the key KPIs that I like to hit to make sure we're doing everything correctly and that someone isn't just underperforming, right? And KPI is key performance indicators. So the KPI will vary depending on your niche / offer, but roughly a target KPIs that I like to get is about 5% warm lead rate and a 1 to 2% book meeting rate. So for every 100 people you reach out to, about 5 should reply and 1 to 2 should be booked and hop on a call. So at minimum, you want to make sure you're sending 100 DMs and at least 50 follow-ups a day from your virtual assistant. If things such as your warm lead rate is low, then be sure to revise your offer and fix it so that you can have a lot more people interested in what you're having to say and teach. So here are some other factors to help aid you in your success. Make sure for your Instagram you have a nice warm profile that is pretty organic. Me personally, I don't like to be too salesy on it. I like to show that, I live a good life and I'm someone that if we did connect and we were friends, we'd have a great time together, right? So just that could be if you travel or any cool locations or just even you sitting down with the work laptop, right? I just like to present that I'm just a nice, chill person to be around and I'm not here only to sell you. I don't like doing that on Instagram personally. So once you make sure that you have some nice photos, you have your bios optimized, do put your website link in there if you have it, let people know what it is that you do. Be sure to include some case studies, some testimonials, or things of that nature within your highlights on your Instagram page. If you can get at least 5 assets, and again, case studies, testimonials, various videos, things of that nature, then it definitely helps out letting people know that you're legit. Doing proper lead sourcing, and you want to make sure you have a system and criteria set behind it. So various things such as avoiding third world countries, right? They might not be able to pay the high ticket prices that you want to receive for your services. Check the profile of these various accounts. Make sure they're legit. Make sure it's not all these little spam accounts or just these fake accounts, because you don't want to waste your VA's time, which is in tune wasting your time and reaching out to all these fake accounts. Third, make sure you have standard operating procedures and systems for your VA to follow. Things such as outreach sheet, tracking sheet, messaging assets, follow-up templates. Have them. So for example, for my VA, he would come here into this Notion template. And then once he's in this Notion template, it's everything that needs to be done in terms of the messaging, the strategies and techniques, the templates that we can use, the sequence of messages if you get certain responses. Everything is right here within this Notion template that I have systematized and created for him. So also here is a outreach tracking sheet. This one is clean right here, but I can have my VAs come in here, put the date that they follow them or outreach to them, the niche that they're in, their Instagram URL, when they were messaged, things of that nature. It's important to track everything you do, right? So they're going to track the 150 people that they contacted each day. And then you're also going to want to end of day report. Okay, so we reached out to 100 people today. We followed up with 50 and 10 people replied, and we had 3 book meetings today. It's important to stay on top of those numbers. So whatever you're tracking, you can know how to make better. So as always, make sure you complete the process yourself at least one time, then record it for your virtual assistant to follow to a T. So really quickly, try to give you just a little bit more about how you can utilize $3 an hour virtual assistants to get you more clients, right? So at this point, keep watching if you would like me to implement this system inside your business as well, right? Things such as the hiring, onboarding, and training team of $3 an hour setters, right? Crafting a cold, friendly offer, building out your outreach workflow, building out your standard operating procedures, systems, and management processes, right? I'll be sure to leave a link in the bottom of the video so that you can reserve a time with me, and then we could just hop on a brief call and talk about your current business and where you would like to take it. So as always, thank you for taking the time to sit down and watch this video. I hope you learned a little bit, but more so I hope you learned a lot, and looking forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you.